Welcome and thanks for joining Transformina for today's Fireside chat. The theme is solar power and the future of infrastructure. The sun delivers more energy in 1 hour than all of us consume in 1 year. And still, we can't fully comprehend a future where the sun dominates our energy mix. The potential is limitless. My name is Franco Atassi. I am the CEO of Siemens Smart Infrastructure in the Middle East. And my special guest for today is Mr. Nour Mousa. Nour is one of the founders of Desert Technologies and has been the chief executive officer since its inception. His company is committed to building future of sustainable and environmentally responsible energy generation. Welcome, Nour.
Thank you, Franco. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Nour, one of your company, and I also believe it is your personal goal, is to achieve universal access to electricity, especially for developing countries.
Yeah.
How are you planning to tackle this challenge?
The journey started about 7 years ago, right? Well, no, actually 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And we were looking at energy poverty in general across sub-Saharan Africa, and what was out there was, the solar home systems, and we didn't think it was a good solution. So we went back to the drawing board, and we really were looking for a solution that would help ease or end energy poverty throughout sub-Saharan Africa. And we came up with the containerized solar generator, the Sahara series, right? And instead of people paying for energy, from $10 to $15 across sub-Saharan Africa, our target was $3 to $5. And today that's a reality. And today, our first target is 7 million homes across sub-Saharan Africa. And hopefully we'll do this collectively.
This is amazing what you're doing, and the numbers are not easy to handle. It's a lot of homes, and well, this is truly commendable. Desert Technologies, Nour, seeks to be both the catalyst of renewable energy in the region, and also, as I understand it, an early adopter of advanced clean technologies at a more of a global international scale. From your perspective, how difficult was it to initially convince people that renewables are commercially viable? I know there has been school of thoughts in different directions and different ends of the scale here. How were you able, or not able yet, to convince them that renewables are commercially viable source of energy?
So 9 years ago, I obviously came to the region, and and we focus specifically on solar, right? And solar in all of its forms. So smart infrastructure powered by the sun, and we were talking about solar 9 years ago, and obviously the whole region was not taking us seriously and even laughing at the thought that solar could be part of the energy mix. Too expensive. We need to clean it. It doesn't work. Again, too expensive. Today, the conversation is very different. Today, the conversation is how competitive can you get? Today, solar is cheaper than any sort of energy across on the planet. We're looking today, we've achieved, below 1.5 cents per kilowatt hour. That's, in comparison to nuclear, which is about 4 to 5 cents, coal 5 to 6, natural gas 6 to 7. So today it's not funny anymore, right? Today we're a tenth of the price of diesel, and we have been a catalyst. We have been, influencing policies across the region, from Jordan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, obviously our home country, and things have been changing, and they're starting to realize that adopting sustainable energy makes a country competitive, makes a company competitive. So we're in a completely different era.
Very well. Nour, I am sure part of the challenge is regulatory challenges, and it's different from one country to another.
Sure.
Adopting, renewable energy, industry and government motivating consumers to adopt renewable energy is also, part of the journey, if you may. So, were you able to overcome some of the regulatory, challenges? Are you in conversation with the authorities, as an example? Besides the consumer and the prosumer, are you also working with the regulatory authorities to get renewables to be part of on the docket for alternative or another source of energy
100%.
that can use on a daily basis?
Well, not just that. I think, we're today, we've been obviously preaching this, 9 years ago until we've been blue in the face. I think the authorities and the regulations in the region and the bigger region have been, today we're very, very receptive. But today we're talking about smart infrastructure, right? We're talking about, storage that can immediately respond to grids. Right? Today, we're looking at a complete transformation of what grids look like. With the introduction of electric vehicle infrastructure, there is going to be more, so it's not just sustainable energy or renewable energy anymore. We've leaped into the future, and right now we need to catch up to this future. So there is a lot of work ahead of us when it comes to regulations. Especially in the era that we're in today and the era that we're about to approach. Right. So we'll continue to preach until we're blue in the face for this new era, and we're very excited about it.
That's good to hear. I've always been a believer. It's a journey. This whole thing is a journey. Sustainability is a journey. Renewables is a journey. Sure. So and I always believe that, things, we build the foundations, good things will follow. So that's good to hear. Nour, at the grid utility and the power comes in, and it's between the buildings and let's say the source or the supply from a transmission perspective and distribution, power distribution. So there you find the renewables, you find electric vehicles, e-chargers, you find storage, energy storage, etc. And all of that has to have some sort of a monitoring and a control and an approach to it, a methodical approach to it on how to handle all of that. So, a question to you: what role is digitalization playing in the renewable energy sector?
Well, I think today the most important two commodities is really data and energy, and it's becoming more and more so as we're approaching the new future that we've actually leaped into, and digitization is a very key component into everything we do, right? From the Internet of Things to smart grids, to smart cities, to smart infrastructure in general, right? And the world has leaped, and we're today catching up to this future. So digitization of the whole industry per se is pretty much a reality. It's just how fast we get there. And I think people and governments are racing to catch up to the future that we've leaped into, predominantly as a result of COVID-19, and the reason being is today we're adopting future technologies more so than ever.
Exactly. I believe it has been accelerated with the at least in the last couple of years. with COVID and everything.
True.
Nour, you and Desert Technologies are right in the front and center of the energy market.
True.
What would it look, you think, in 2050? The evolving energy market.
Okay.
If you had a
I'm not going to quote Bloomberg, saying, by 2040, solar will contribute to about 25% and the rest of the renewable market 50%. I believe, and this is my personal view of the future, that solar by its own, coupled with storage, regardless of its form, will probably dominate over 50%. You will have another 30+% between wind, hydro, and other forms of renewables. I see 2050 that we're going back to nature, utilizing the forces of nature to harvest our energy. I see such a beautiful future. I see us becoming one with Earth, and I think there has been an awakening, and there is a race to making a better tomorrow.
I agree. Good insight and good input. Nour, I don't know if you knew, but today is Earth Day.
I'm delighted.
As always, right? Especially you. The theme of this year is Restore Our Earth, which really focuses on the natural resources, emerging green technologies, and innovative thinking that can restore the world's ecosystem. But at the end of the day, it's really up to each one of us to restore our Earth. And like I said, it's a journey. It's not a static thing. It's just a journey, and it's a belief, it's conviction, and it's individuals to corporations to et cetera, et cetera. At Siemens, as an example, our target is to have a climate neutral operation by the year 2030. So at a personal level, and I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to actually also share my pledge. What is your pledge to restore in today's Earth Day, to help restore Earth? Nour.
Desert Technologies was born forever green and will continue forever green, and we will be always blue in the face preaching forever green, and we'll continue to preach forever green.
That is admirable, and thank you for that. Personally, I've been thinking about an electric vehicle for some time.
Yeah.
And when I came here to this area a couple of years ago, I didn't see a whole lot of infrastructure for e-chargers. Now I see a lot more of it, so it's more convenient. So that is my pledge, is to look at an e-vehicle to help save it on my end, or at least do what I need from my end. With that, I want to say thank you, Nour, and thanks to our audience.
I want to add something to that. And I couldn't help. We haven't talked about electric vehicle infrastructure, but the same platform, Sahara series, we actually reconfigured it to actually have smart infrastructure that could be powered up within 24 hours for electric vehicles. And obviously we're using, we're about to actually use some of Siemens technologies around that, but it's very, very interesting, and we're launching it at the heart of Saudi Arabia, at the very beginning of Nour, at the very beginning point of the line itself. So, and that is something that I'm very, very proud of. Yeah, so smart infrastructure, so electric vehicle infrastructure that actually can be set up within 24 hours. And that is something that we're doing, something that we're collaborating on, and something that I'm very, very proud of.
This is simply amazing, Nour, and I can't wait to hear more in the future about the success of Desert Technologies and the things you're offering. This is awesome. So thank you again for your insight and your input. And I'd like to ask our audiences to stay tuned for my upcoming panel discussion. And the theme of that is a reality check on renewables, which it basically specifically more to the grid edge revolution. So with that, thank you again, Nour. Enjoy your day, and I look forward to seeing you in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.